Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. So we're gonna shave today again. As you can see, I really need it. 2 days of growth or 2.5 days of growth, and it really needs to come off. I want to do another comparison. You guys seem to like those, putting two razors up against each other. And after a short conversation in the comment section about, whether or not a foreign product is better than a domestically produced product, I have come up with a plan. So in my future videos from now on, I will always mention where a product is made, if I know it, if I can research it, if I can find it, where a product is made. And I will give you the product price, and then we are going to entirely focus on the performance, the build quality, fit and finish, the feel, how it does as a razor or a brush or a shave bowl or whatever. But we're not going to be focusing on really which market it is produced in and if the price is justifiable or not, or what the working conditions of the laborers that make that stuff are, or those kind of things. I will, in all the coming videos, will leave all those conclusions and those thoughts up to you. I will only mention, okay, this product is sold by X, is made in X, and costs X amount, and then you can draw the conclusions whether or not you want to support that business or that price or that product or the manufacturer, So from now on, I will keep my biases, if you want to call it that. I'm not going all, politically correct here on you guys. I still will tell you what I think, but I will not talk about my personal convictions, whether or not I think a product made in one country is better than a product made in another country. I thought when I started talking about this first cool, second cool, first cool is the functionality and the capability of a product, and second cool is kind of how the product makes you feel, and that a certain product made domestically by domestic craftsmen and manufacturers can have you can have a closer connection to this product, or you feel connected to the manufacturer, or whatever, than if it is made overseas. I had started doing that, and I don't know if it's really helpful to do that, or if it's more counterintuitive or counterproductive mentioning those kind of thoughts that I have. I think I will focus on performance of a product, fit and finish, and how it feels as a razor, and then every one of you can figure out, if you're proud to own a product that is made in one place over another, you can figure out all those things yourself. So today we're going to have a comparison of two slant razors. They are sitting here next to each other. One is the Rex Konsul, made by Rex Supply Company and sold by Razor Emporium. And the other one is the Yaqi Ultima Slant adjustable, made by Yaqi Brushes Professional, I think is the full name of the company, and sold on AliExpress primarily. I don't know if it's sold anywhere else. I haven't really looked. This one here is a $140 razor produced in China, and this is a roughly $300 razor produced by Rex Supply Company here in the United States. And both are slant razors, both are adjustable, both have an adjustable range from 1 to 6. Size-wise, they are fairly similar. A little bit skinnier handle here on the Yaqi side, a little fatter handle on the Rex Supply Company side or Rex Konsul side. The Rex Konsul has a matte finish, whereas the Yaqi Ultima here is pretty much polished, shiny stainless steel. Both are made out of 316L stainless steel, and both pretty much design-wise are fairly similar. Blade installation is the same. Let's weigh them real quick here next to each other. So without blade, the Rex Konsul is 106.6 grams and the Yaqi Ultima is 94. So about a 12-gram difference. No big deal, right? We're going to use two Persona blades with those two razors, the Persona Platinum Chrome. We're going to put those in there. And we're just going to grab a aftershave and a soap here out of my stash here in front of me. Let's just put the blade in. So you just take the top cap off, lay the blade on it, stick the whole razor on top of it. This is what they call a two-piece. This knob down here that tightens everything together doesn't come out. I mean, you can remove it, but it's not meant to be taken out every time. And there is one blade in the Rex console. I'm just looking at blade alignment. Looks even on both sides. And now we're going to do the same thing here with the Ultima. Take the knob loose, have the top part in your hand, drop the blade on it, and then stick the whole razor on top of it. And then you just need to pinch down. Oh, my handle is loose a little bit. Yeah, the handle here on this likes to come loose. It's no big deal. It doesn't affect the adjustment at all. You just tighten it back up. And as soon as you have the blade in and you tighten the bottom, it holds it all together. So it will not come loose while you're shaving. All right, blade alignment looks good here on that side as well. Neither have alignment marks, so you can put the cap on either way. It doesn't matter. There are no alignment marks. There's some branding at the bottom here of the Rex console. I don't know if you can see that. And there is also some slight branding here. DLC Yaqi. And this one has a serial number here on the side. And the Rex console has the serial number here at the bottom. There they go. All right, let's see what we're going to use here. We're going to use my all-time favorite, or one of my all-time favorites. We're going to use PAA Awesome Sauce, and I also have the PAA Awesome Sauce aftershave sitting here. So I guess every time I make a statement like, oh yeah, I really like the beef tallow based soaps, then people immediately think that I don't like vegan products. That's not the case. And I said as much. I said the beef tallow soaps, they seem to be very creamy and I like that. But I have also tried vegan products that do not have tallow in it and they also perform very well. For example, this one here, if I'm not completely mistaken, the formula CK6 from PAA, glycerin. I'm just looking if there is any, no. Yeah, so this soap here appears to be a vegan product because it doesn't have any tallows in it, beef tallow. It's all, you know, Theobrom grandiflorum butter, whatever that is. Has lots of natural products in it. No beef tallow, no, you know. So vegan soap, and I still like it, even though I said in another video that I like beef tallow in my soaps. I like this too. And here's the matching aftershave. Two really great products. Let's put some Proraso Green pre-shave. I still don't have the cube, PAA cube. I really want to try that. A lot of people like it. They just rub it on, you know, wet face. Let's get my face moist at least. Like that. And then we're going to put some Proraso Green pre-shave right over top of it. Works well. Smells good. The stubbles really need it. So, and since we're using a green soap and aftershave with a lot of menthol in it, that's perfect for summer. And we're using a mentholated pre-shave. We might as well use a green brush. I also have a green towel here for today. It's hanging right over here. We're going to use the PAA Peregrino. Looks a little bit like a kiwi with this black line here. So kiwi, as we Germans would say, kiwi. Sometimes the W turns into a V sound because the W in German is V. So talking about German again. Synthetic knot. This synthetic knot here in this one is a little on the floppy side. I don't necessarily like the super soft synthetic brushes. I like the ones that have a little bit more backbone. Let's scoop out some awesome sauce here. As you can see, I'm digging into this quite a bit. It's a, you know, it's not a cream per se, but it's a softer soap. And then I squish that to the bottom of my shave bowl here and just smear it around a little bit with my index finger, just so it sticks to the bowl and not to the brush immediately. Kind of like that. This is rather soft, so you can really smear it around. Let me fill my water bowls and get everything ready, and then we're gonna get started.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty guys, so let's dip our Peregrino here in fresh, lightly warm water. I'm not at the point yet where I want to go to cold. I mean, the spring or summer definitely has started outside. And let's just get this lathered here. Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, lots of cool products they put out. Also a series, or not a series, but a pretty big product line of razors where they bring vintage designs back to life. So stuff that has long been out of production. They pick that design up, modify it maybe slightly, make it fit for the 21st century, and then put it back in production. We have tried a PAA razor or two. Yeah, I think so. We had the Prismatic, which was super duper mild, almost to the point that, for me at least, it wouldn't shave much at all. And we had the La Criatura, which is a green plastic, or shall I say, what's the Belgian guy's name? What's the old-fashioned plastic? Bakelite razor. All right, so I think we have lathered this enough. It's now to a creamy consistency, like Cool Whip almost. And I keep adding water little by little. I don't want to start with too much water, then it becomes too soupy. So here we go. Let's put a little bit more water in my face. Like that. And then grab this beautiful lathered up soap here. Yeah, it's a pretty floppy knot, and it opens up really far. And then I end up shoving the lather down my nostrils, and I'm making a mess. There's so much lather here on the brush that it's already falling off onto my t-shirt. Perfect. All right, look at that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do some cleanup here. My goodness, Heiko. Mess on the shirt and all. You guys can't see it. It's below the frame. Anyways, let's do Rex Konsul on the left and Yaqi Ultima adjustable, or slant adjustable, I should say. Let's make sure we're on setting 1. Everything is tightened up. Seems like it. Yeah. And we're gonna go with a grain and do a couple strokes. Yeah, there is some blade feel. There's some noise. Again, I say, if you are really stubbly and you have a lot of material in your face to be shaved off, the first pass might feel a little bit more aggressive, or a little bit more tuggy, but that might not be the razor's fault. It might just be there's so much material in your face that it just, you know, has to work a little harder. There is lots of stuff here. I don't have the most uniform beard growth, but wherever it grows a lot and fast. So, first pass with the Yaqi Ultima went well. And in my previous video with it, I told you guys that it's really usable. It doesn't start out too aggressively. And now we're gonna try the same with the Rex Konsul, also a slant adjustable. Oh yeah, and this one seems with the same amount of stubbles to cut off, this actually seems milder. It does a little bit better job with the slicing, and I don't know what causes that. And oh, I actually kind of think I know. We just did a comparison between the two titanium razors that I have, the Timeless Slim Titanium and the Yaqi Ghost. And in that video, I'm talking about the curvature of the blade. So how much the blade is bent into a radius when the top cap pinches down on it. And if you look at the overall radius of those two razor heads, you can see that the Rex Konsul has a smaller radius. So the blade is curved harder, rounder. And the Yaqi Ultima is a little flatter, so a larger radius. And what that causes is that at a large radius, the blade might be attacking your skin like this. And in a very curved or a small radius, you have a little bit of a shallow angle, steep angle. Shallow does more slicing, and the steep angle does more scraping. And I think that might be the trick here, or that might be the difference. If you look at it, you can pause it, zoom in. Clearly a smaller, more curved blade on the Konsul side, and a more large radius or a flatter angle or radius than here on the Ultima, and that will lead to the cutting edge being at a very shallow angle, and on the Yaqi side a steep angle. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm making myself clear. I don't know, it's not really clear in my own head. And that is why the Timeless Titanium razor was a little smoother than the Ghost Titanium razor. And I also will emphasize a little more on, even if I like one razor better than the other, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like the other one at all. It's just, you know, slight increments. One does better than the other. So now we did the first pass. Let's do a quick little inspection here. And you can see here is a lot of stubble left. I had a lot of tugging and more a rough approach here on this side, and there is much more left than on this side. There's still lots of shaving to do here on both sides, but overall, first pass, I can tell you that the Rex Konsul was smoother than the Ultima. And now we're gonna go, let's do a 3 for the next pass. So I'm gonna set them both to number 3, and we'll see what that feels like. So I'm gonna grab my Peregrino here, pick up a little bit more soap out of the bowl, and go right over it. I know a lot of guys, they always rinse off between each pass. I rather not. I leave the residual slickness of the first pass on there. By the way, PIA, Awesome Sauce if you have never tried it. I currently have an Awesome Sauce shampoo and conditioner bar in my shower, and I absolutely love it. Instead of a shampoo bottle, I just have this soap bar. It's actually not a bar, it's more like a pug, it's round. But treats my hair well. It smells nice. It's not super strongly mentholated, so your scalp is not gonna freeze off. But this Awesome Sauce shave soap here gives me like face freeze, if there's such a thing. It really feels like my face is absolutely freezing cold right now, and I love that. And the scent on top of that, you know, the menthol, eucalyptus, glycerin, sodium, shea butter, potassium, castorate, Simonsia chinesis, jojoba. seed oil. Oh my goodness. So those Latin names are just the killer. Yeah, I didn't print out the scent description, but I will put it somewhere on the screen just for you to read real quick. Awesome sauce, absolute favorite. All right, let's do across the grain. It's setting 3. So this is pass number 2, and we just went up to a setting number 3. So it should be way more aggressive, but since we already took quite a percentage of all the stubbles out of the way, it actually doesn't feel any more aggressive or harsher than on the first pass. And I'm perfectly able to shave with this thing in setting 3. But all the typical cautions apply, so you have to watch your pressure. It's very good. It's very good at setting 3. No problem. Very good. Very good. All right, and now we're going to do the same on the left side with the Rex Konsul, also in setting 3. And we'll see if that feels any different or majorly more aggressive. And no, it doesn't. You know what? Actually, it does a little bit. This was smoother and milder in the first pass on setting 1. And now that I cranked down the close comb, it brought it down and opened up the blade gap. Now there is more blade exposure, and it actually has gotten a little bit more aggressive. But I can still shave with it just fine. You find the angle. And it works just fine. So, you know, the geometry of those razors is always a balancing act between blade gap, blade exposure, blade angle, and all that. So the radius of the blade plays into it a lot, and it's surprising. So the Yaqi that felt more aggressive in the first pass on setting 3 is actually feeling a little milder than the setting 3 on the Konsul. Now we're just going to do, I want to do a couple more things. We're going to lather up one more time. Now let's get a little bit more water. It seems to be drying up a little bit. Lathering up one more time. And just for science and just for you guys, I'm going to do a couple strokes at setting 6. I want to see what that feels like on the skin. And then we're going to take it down to 1 or 2 and finish up with an against the grain pass. That's the nice thing about an adjustable razor. If you find one that doesn't start out too aggressively or too mild actually for that matter. We've talked about the Rockwell T2 sits here. It starts out a little too mild, so I have to crank it up to 3 to even get the sensation of shaving. Some other adjustable razors, they start out too aggressively, like the Rex Ambassador. It's great made, manufactured, fit and finish, really great razor. It's just too aggressive for me, or a little too spicy right out of the gate on setting 1. I'm pretty sure that now with experience and exposure to more aggressive razors, I can probably now handle the Ambassador better than I used to. But when I tried it out the first time, it was a little too much for me. I wish Matt Pisarcik would see this video. If you ever want to send me another Ambassador to revisit this topic, I would love to try it out again. So let's do setting 6 on the Yaqi here on the right side and just do a couple strokes. I just want to see what that feels like. Oh, by the way, I've said that in the original review. This shiny surface with this kind of corkscrew pattern here on the handle is very slippery. So when you have a little bit of soap residual and water on your fingers, it wants to slip out of your fingers. So I like a little bit more aggressive knurling. All right, let's do it. Oh, isn't that funny, huh? Isn't that funny, huh? Huh. So let's take a close look at it. There is a huge blade gap now, and the blade is sticking out right there, but it feels mild, at least on the easy sections, the flat surfaces of your face. At setting 6. Are you kidding me? It's very much counterintuitive because you would think bigger blade gap means much more aggressive, but for whatever reason, maybe that the surface area that actually touches your skin, you're bringing the top and the base plate apart, and you have more support area that makes it feel milder for some reason. I don't think I want to try this against the grain, so I'm definitely going to go back to, let's say, a setting 2, okay? So let's do that on the other side with a Rex Konsul real quick. I'm going to crank it up to number 6 here. You can see that. Can you? Number 6. And let's see how that feels. Just a few strokes. Huh. Same. It doesn't feel more aggressive than the setting 3 that we just did. Very interesting. We're always talking about blade exposure, right? So when you make a straight line between the base and the top cap, and the blade sticks out past that imaginary line, then you have a positive blade exposure. And in this case, it has a positive blade exposure. If I go back to a 1, and I bring the base plate up, and then do the same thing again, yeah, it's very neutral. There's barely any blade sticking out. So you're turning a neutral blade exposure razor into a positive blade exposure razor by lowering the base plate away and opening up the blade gap. But it does not make it feel massively more aggressive. All right, that was the experiment in the name of razor science for you guys. So I'm gonna just pretend this never happened. Let's add a little bit more water to it. Soap dries up after a while on my face. So when you have a razor and it scares you in setting 1, just be careful and try 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. Maybe there is some, setting that actually benefits or helps you with shaving better than setting number 1. So we're at setting 2 on the Yaqi here, and let's do against the grain. Little noise. As you can see, I always do some blade buffing. Ooh, it's slippery. It's really slick. I almost dropped it. Very good. Very good. Setting 2 against the grain on my neck. Multiple passes. Lots of blade buffing, no problem. And we're going to go from 6 to number 2 here as well. And against the grain with a Rex Konsul. The Rex Konsul. Rex is the reigning or the king. And the Konsul is a title for an official in the diplomatic service. Just like the ambassador or the attaché. It's more a French word. Oh, the soap is getting so thick now and so dry. Just getting it wet again. I just don't want this to just clog up the razor like crazy. Yeah. What I just realized. I forgot to do upper lip with a Ultima here. Talking too much and not focusing. All right, let's check the result. We did enough shaving now. It's even Steven. So both razors can bring you to the same result in 3 passes. If you are a person that wants a mild and smooth feeling shave right out of the gate, setting 1, I would recommend the Rex Konsul over the Yaqi Ultima Slant adjustable due to the shallower blade angle, whereas the Ultima has a little bit more steep blade angle and does a little bit more scraping. But if you are looking for some razor that is adjustable, doesn't start out too aggressively, and doesn't break the bank, then I would definitely recommend the Yaqi Ultima, because there is a significant price difference between those two. $300 roughly, $295, or maybe you can pick it up used. I think I paid for this $250 used, and then this one $140, I think. But they have sales on AliExpress all the time, so you can maybe pick it up for $120, $110, somewhere around there. But yeah, this turned out really nice, and surprisingly at setting 6 they were both really agreeable. I wouldn't necessarily want to try to go around those steep sections here and the radius of my jawline. I would probably nick myself some fearsome way. Yeah, I see that, how this is turning in my fingers. I'm not turning this, it's just sliding down, and due to the corkscrew pattern here, it is slick, man. It is slick. Even when I pinch down, I don't feel like I have good traction. If I do the same thing here on the Rex Konsul, I cannot, yeah, I'm not making this up. This is not my bias coming through. It's just slicker because of the polished surface. That's a downside, but I think they make different handle designs for those Ultimas. Look around on AliExpress, don't buy the first one, look around a little bit. I think they have different handle design options. All right, let me rinse off real quick, okay? Perfect. My face is frozen, and I like that. I really do like that. The soap is really agreeable with my skin. Doesn't give me any kind of irritation. I can leave that on there. You know, some soaps and some creams that I've used before, they eventually start burning because, you know, your dried out skin, you're already irritated because you just shaved. But this stuff, oh, it's lovely. And now we're gonna kick it up a notch. Mentholated aftershave, PAA awesome sauce. Man, I tell you, it's lovely. I think Bill recommended that to me. Hi, Bill. Ugh. Very good. And since we're shouting out names here right now, hey Wally, haven't heard from you in a while. I think the Lambda Razor review series with all those different guys that were reviewing it, is it over yet? The last one that I saw was Razor Emporium, right? All right, let me know. See you down in the comment section. Alrighty, guys. Aftershave is on. Another kick of mentholated goodness. My face is now absolutely frozen. In a second, I will add some Nivea aftershave balm to the equation here as kind of a skin rejuvenation, moisturization on the mild side. You know, it's pretty good stuff. Pretty good. I like it. And made in Mexico, you know. So, yeah, I think that was a really good comparison. Those two razors are both really great. I like them both. Again, you know, you pick your poison and how much money you want to spend on an adjustable razor. I am still trying to get a Gibbs 15 4th edition from Heritage. They make a clone or a homage to the original French Gibbs razor. I've tried to buy one. It's a little, they have a webpage where they actually have add to cart and then you can check out. So then I emailed them and I really want to buy one, but then he only wants to sell it to me if I sell with friends and family on PayPal. And if you do that on PayPal, then you just don't have the buyer protection. If the product never shows up, you can't get your money back. And I think it was a $60 plus $10 shipping, so $70 for a razor. You know, I'm not made out of money, so I need to also watch out for my dollar bills where they go. And I really wanted one, but then when I paid him with for goods and services on PayPal, then he refunded me and canceled the order. So I don't know what's going on. If you guys know the guys at Heritage that make the Gibbs 15 homage, if you can reach out to them and tell them to, you know, let me buy one, because I really want the grandfather of all those adjustables. The Gibbs 15 looks very, very similar and is much, much older design. And of course I could buy an original French-made Gibbs razor. They use a specific blade, or you have to use like sheet metal shears and cut a little notch into the regular DE blades to actually make them fit into a Gibbs razor. And so I thought I'd just buy the homage. But so far I'm out of luck. I've been trying for almost a year now. They were out of stock. Now they're back in stock supposedly, but you can't buy them online. And then all this email back and forth. And I don't know. Do you guys have one? Can I borrow it? I don't know. I really just want to try out what a Gibbs razor was. And all those here are pretty much reinterpretations of the old Gibbs razor. Alrighty guys, that was it. Lots of rambling. Thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.